Hello. Thank you to SchoolNet for inviting me today. I am Wahida Jusub, and in this session, I represent Educator Wellness SA. I have been on a journey towards making Educator Wellness SA a go to resource for teachers and to create a place for teachers to offload and focus on themselves and their own mental well being. While Educator Wellness SA may be fairly new to the game, so to speak, our slogan, which reads, Well Teacher, Well School, tells a story of positivity, and that is something that is very necessary in today's educational climate. In this session, I will begin by introducing you to Educator Wellness SA. I will let you know of all the wellness resources we currently offer and also about some which we hope to offer in the coming months. I will go on to shed some light on the differences between wellness and well being. I will then go on to describe some typical stresses which affect the average teacher, and I will share a simple on the go exercise that I hope you will participate along with me. Then I'll mention a few resources from the Educator Wellness SA site. To end, I will include a few ways in which you may support the wellness cause and ways that you can help me to encourage wellness in our schools and among our fellow teacher colleagues. So let's begin. I am sure many of you are wondering who Educator Wellness SA is and what we do. Well, in a nutshell, it is a wellness resource that caters for teachers. But let me show you exactly what to expect. Like the name implies, Educator Wellness SA is an entity which focuses on the wellness and well being of teachers in South Africa. We aim to change the mindset of the teachers we work with, empowering them to challenge the way they think about their profession. Our belief that a well teacher maketh a well school is so strong that we've made it our slogan. As a budding organization in its toddler years, our vision is to make every school in South Africa a well school. We believe that we can achieve that vision if we work with schools and offer wellness resources to them that enhance the psychological capacity of the staff and, in turn, the learners. The word wellness seems to be thrown around very loosely these days. While that in itself is a positive sign that the topic of mental health is no longer being swept under the carpet, it's also imperative that the correct messages are being sent and that those messages are reaching the right ears so that those who are most affected know that help is at hand. So, what is teacher wellness? It is, first of all, a positive mental state. It combines your personal needs and your expectations. And if these two are in sync, then we can say that you are in a state of wellness or well being. I'm often asked, are wellness and well being the same thing? The easiest way to answer this, I think, is to think that wellness is the opposite of illness. So, wellness is the lack of illness. It's the lack of physical illness, the lack of mental illness, the lack of spiritual illness, etc. Well being, on the other hand, refers to one's general health and happiness, taking into account a variety of different dimensions. So, in reality, we are aiming to help teachers maintain a positive overall well being by paying attention to specific aspects of wellness. In this case, we're looking at their mental wellness. So now that we've looked at the broad definition of educator wellness, we have to ask ourselves, what are the causes of educator stress? What makes a teacher tick? What aspects do we have to take into account if we are to deal with educator wellness? Well, you may recognize a few of the points on the slide, and some may be more prominent for you than others. So let's look at it. Stress can be caused by having insufficient time to complete your tasks or meet expectations. We've all met difficult parents, and I'm sure that some of you have experienced exhaustion by telephone. And I'm certain that there are also others who have received emails and letters from parents that are just plain mean. Another thing that affects teachers is the fact that as a teacher, the nature of your work demands that you are always on, you are always active, and you have little to no true break during your working day. Um, did you know that the average teacher makes over 1,000 interpersonal interactions a day? That's a lot. From learners to colleagues to parents, whether it's in person or over the phone or via email or via message book or talking to admin or with school helpers and cleaners and teacher assistants, that's a lot of personal interactions in each day. As teachers, we are also accountable for test scores. We are accountable for failing learners. We are accountable for a host of other things that are simply beyond our immediate control. Then we have increased workload with bigger classes or more expectations from admin. Sometimes we are our own worst enemy. We are too hard on ourselves, and we have our own expectations cause us to stress. There's also an increase in demands from learners. There's also imposter syndrome and other internal battles that we are all dealing with. Then, decision fatigue. According to research done, the average teacher makes about 1,500 decisions a day. That in itself is mentally, it's tiring. These stresses are our daily grind as teachers. They are the tough stuff that come with the job, the things that we have to deal with on a daily basis. So, couple all of those work related stresses with your responsibility towards your family. Perhaps you have some elderly parents that you take care of, or perhaps you're a young family, or you're having a baby, or are you going through menopause, or perhaps you have some other underlying health issues. Um, More and more people are experiencing financial difficulties these days. And then there's the pandemic and the other illnesses that are floating around, and everything gets multiplied tenfold. The feeling of being overwhelmed with the weight of the world on our shoulders. And then this a simple misunderstanding at work or at home leads to the ultimate clash of the century. We begin to wonder what makes us tick, what sets us off, what's our stresses. It disturbs our peace at home, it disturbs our peace at work, and this vicious cycle continues. And then it leads to frustration. So, what do we do on days like these? What tools do we have to overcome it? Well, we all have something very special that we carry with us all the time. Do you know what it is? It's your breath. We can breathe. I'm sure it's the same with you as it is with me. When I'm stressed, my heart rate increases, my shoulders get tense, I speak faster, but I don't necessarily think faster, and without realizing it, my breathing becomes shallower. So I'd like to share with you an exercise now, and I hope you participate in it with me. Box breathing. Box breathing is a technique we use when we feel stressed or when you feel the symptoms of tenseness creeping up on you in your neck and shoulders. It works by helping to regulate your autonomic nervous system. Box breathing controls your breathing in counts of 4, and it allows your body to make maximum use of the oxygen it intakes. So if you're willing, you can please join me. Sit up straight in a comfortable chair. Put your feet flat on the floor and relax your hands on your lap. You may overlap your hands or you may let them sit separately in your lap. You can face your palms upwards or you can put them downwards in your lap. Keep your posture aligned 90 degree, at 90-degree angles. And you can choose to close your eyes or you may just look downwards and focus on a spot on your keyboard or on the table. Now breathe slowly through the nose. Inhale. Hold your breath for 4 seconds and allow the air to fill your lungs. Notice how your tummy moves when you inhale deeply, how your diaphragm lifts when you're holding your breath. Open your mouth and slowly exhale to the count of 4. 2, 3, 4. Hold the exhale to another count of 4. And ideally, we would repeat this exercise for 4 minutes, but we'll just do it a few times and perhaps you'll find that it helps to calm your nerves and allows you to reach a relaxed state. So now on your own count, allow the air to fill your belly and your lungs. And notice how it passes through your chest. Do it a few more times while we're on this slide, and I'll talk you through it. In to the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, exhale to the count of 4, and hold to the count of 4. One of the goals of box breathing is to bring the respiratory system back into alignment and end the short breathing patterns which the body experiences when you're feeling stressed. Controlled breathing is used to treat insomnia, anxiety, depression. It can also alleviate pain. I hope that this very simple technique might help you to get rid of any stress that our discussion may have brought on, or any stress that you may have brought with you into the session today. Remember, your breath is a tool that you can carry with you all of the time. Use it and control it when you feel the stress build up. As educators, we are a working part of many wholes. Let's look at the systems that we fit into. There is at the fore you, with your own internalized system, your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own actions, your own sensations, and all the stress that you carry, as well as your own resilience and strength. Then there are the organizational conditions that you are a part of. It is the school you work at, the rules and regulations you follow, the people you work with, the people that you encounter, and your duties and responsibilities as a teacher. And finally, there's the systemic conditions. These are the factors that are least within our control. It's the Department of Education and their expectation on you as a teacher, the syllabus you need to follow, the lack of funding that your school may experience, the socioeconomic status of your learners. The list can go on and on and on. And you may be wondering, why don't we make a change in the system? Why don't we just make a change in the system? That way our stress will be reduced and teachers won't become burned out. And more teachers will end up sticking with the profession long term. But it sounds simple, right? Well, you are right. In order to make changes into a system, the working parts need to be oiled well. So the first working part is you as an individual, your own wellness. Then that leaks into your organizational system, the wellness of your school, and eventually it would leak into the system as a whole. And so, and that's where educator wellness comes in. We focus on creating well teachers, which will lead to well schools, which hopefully will ultimately lead to a well system. And we need to focus on how to interact with our thoughts, feelings, body sensations, and actions in order to build our own resilience. Once our own resilience is built, we need to cultivate a sense of well-being in our workplaces, and eventually it boils over into the system. So, as promised, we'll now unpack what resources are offered by Educator Wellness SA and what resources you can look forward to in the future. First and foremost, your well-being is important to us. So we have offered a support group which teachers may join to share their thoughts, to discuss ways to cope. And I know that my colleagues at SADAG have also offered a similar support group as well. So whichever one you need to join, it's as long as you have that support around you and you're aware that there are support groups available to you. Teamed with that are individual counseling resources which you may book for. So you could contact us and we'll put you into contact with a counselor who focuses on the wellness of teachers, or registered counselors or psychologists. You are welcome to sign up for our premium membership on our website, www.educatorwellness.co.za. This will give you access to our resource library of articles and principles. It's a growing resource. It'll also put you on the list to receive our resources and invitations for webinars via email. We also send out a monthly email called Wellness in 321. where we share 3 short ideas from us, 2 quotations from others, and a wellness related question for you to consider. And you can look forward to wellness courses and resources which are easily accessible via email and online. If you would like to host a wellness workshop at your school, please do get in touch with me. I'll share the email address in the next slide. We are in the process of creating a training course for designated well-being coaches in schools. So then a school may nominate a member of staff or 2 to act as their designated well-being coach, who will spearhead the wellness campaigns at their school. And of course, that will happen hand in hand and with the support of Educator Wellness SA. We would also like to build a go-to resource site that is freely available. And to do that, we look forward to receiving your wellness resources from schools and fellow teachers. If you have any wellness resource to contribute towards the cause, please follow the link in the footer of our website. And obviously, full credit will be given to you as the author or the school that it came from. There are many ways to support the wellness cause. For one, you can follow us on social media and tell your friends and colleagues about us. And if in that way, people would know that help is available when they need it. You can keep in touch by us by signing up for our emails. As I mentioned earlier, you are welcome to contribute your wellness resources so that they are accessible to other visitors and schools. And if you offer a service which would benefit teachers, especially if it's wellness related, please consider listing your service on our website. The revenue in that will aid in funding, and this will certainly lift the financial burden, as this project has been self-funded thus far. So in review, you learned about wellness and the stresses that affect teachers today. You experienced the box breathing exercise, and you discovered a variety of wellness resources which are currently available, as well as some which you can look forward to. And you also learned some of the ways that we can work together. Please do get in touch with me via social media or email. And if your school is a well school, then please consider tagging us in your social media posts, or using the hashtag Educator Wellness SA, so that we may repost for the benefit of our followers and the other schools, and then schools can learn from each other. Together we can create well teachers and well schools, and hopefully a well system. Once again, I would like to thank SchoolNet for inviting Educator Wellness SA to participate in this webinar, and for giving us the opportunity to share our vision with all of you. Thank you.